Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Angular Team. I'm Joe Eames, your host, and here with me today I've got Mark Thompson. Mark, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing really awesome. So, if anybody was present for Enterprise NG, you recognize Mark as our resident impromptu rapper, freeform rapper, right? Uh,
Mhm.
and and as a secondary, like a sort of a hobby, right? Angular team member.
Right. That's usually how I spend my time, more rapping, less Angular.
Awesome. Well, today we want to get to know Mark just a little bit. So, got a few questions. We're just going to get right started. We're going to start at the beginning. Mark, how did you get into programming?
Oh, this is a great story, actually. My parents were able to like scrimp together just a little bit of money when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and they ended up getting me an IBM PS1 computer when I was maybe like 11. And I remember wanting to get that computer to do stuff for me, like play my favorite game, turn on, greet me, play my favorite game. And so that type of mentality, I didn't know at that time was I was asking about programming something, right? I wanted to program a routine to my computer. And then in high school, I was fortunate enough to go to a school that had a programming class, and I had a teacher who cared enough to push me hard enough to, do better in programming. So from there, that's how I got into programming.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. So, let's talk about you on the Angular team. How long have you been on the Angular team now?
In June, it will be 2 years.
2 years in June. Awesome. And what's your role on the team? And what's a typical, tell us what a typical day is like for you.
Oh, sure. So my role is developer relations engineer. And in a typical day, I can do everything from recording video content or writing a blog, all the way down to working on strategy and thinking about how to continue to grow Angular and support our community. So in a typical day, I spend a lot of time writing, reading, and researching. And then when I have a really good day, I get to spend some time in the code as well.
Nice. Nice. What's maybe one of your favorite things about being on the Angular team?
Being able to work with such phenomenal people. I have an excellent team on DevRel with Emma and Miko, and then there's the entire Angular team full of some of the very surprisingly kind people. And I say surprisingly because smart people are usually have a hard time being nice. And then these people are just having to be nice and kind at the same time. And it's just a really good combination.
Hmm, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, let's dig into Angular just a little bit here. Do you have a favorite part of Angular?
Hands down, the CLI.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. What if there's not necessarily a least favorite part, but maybe what part of Angular would you say might be one of the more challenging parts to learn?
I think if you're talking to someone who may be new to Angular, I think one of the challenging parts to really figure out is modules versus components when you first start, because they
Hmm.
sound like they do the same thing, even though they do something completely different. They just sound like the same thing. Like, what's the difference between a module and a component? When do I need this? When do I need that? And I feel like that part is a rough patch for some people when they first start learning.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I can identify with that. All right. Maybe let's take this a little bit more serious here now. How do you deal with imposter syndrome when you feel it?
Imposters, yeah, so that's a real thing, especially working at Google. I think that everyone has some bit of imposter syndrome. And for me, the way I like to deal with it is to remind myself that nobody, snuck me in through the back, right? Like I didn't just like sneak in here. I earned my spot here and I was recognized for my talents and gifts that I bring to the table. And I feel like when I remind myself about that, it helps to subside it. And then I also have a really healthy perspective about there will be some people who are just more talented than I am at something. They may be smarter, they may be better engineers, but that doesn't mean that my place is invalid because I bring something special as well. And when I put those two thoughts together, that really helps me come to terms with the imposter syndrome and then kind of put it down to the wayside.
Hmm. Nice, nice. Okay. So maybe we could finish up with something a little bit more lighthearted. If you had to choose a career outside of software and money didn't matter, what would you do?
Oh, 1000%, I would try to be on TV.
Yeah.
I want to be a game show host so bad Like that is like my dream job. I want to be like, hello, friends, and welcome to the NG game. My name is Mark, and we have some great, great prizes for the contestants today. Like, I want that to be my job. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, all right, awesome. I like it. Okay, well, we're gonna finish up with our lightning round. I have got
Let's
a set
go.
of A or B choice questions here for you. You get to pick A or B, and no explanation necessary. You could pick both or neither if you're kind of feeling like a wimp, or and you don't have to justify your decisions at all. Ready to go?
I'm
Okay.
ready.
Here we are. We're gonna start off with some geek stuff here. All right. Kirk or Picard?
Mm, Picard.
Okay. All right. BB-8 or Grogu?
BB-8.
Okay. Thor or Star-Lord?
Ooh, Star-Lord.
Okay. Let's get away from such geeky stuff. Pop culture maybe. Game of Thrones or Squid Game?
Don't hate me, but Squid Game.
Squid Game. Okay. All right. Not an uncommon answer. Manga or mangoes?
Manga.
Okay. Twilight or Batman?
Batman.
Have you seen the new
Have you
one?
seen Twilight? I would say, have you seen Twilight at all? I have seen a new one, and it's a thing. Different conversation.
I'll respond to that by saying I ask the questions around here.
All right.
I refuse to answer that question on the grounds that the answer might serve to incriminate me. All right. Stranger Things or Lost?
Ooh, tough. Stranger Things.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How about tech here? Ruby or Scala?
Ruby.
Okay. Veet or Webpack?
Neither.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna finish up with a couple of sporting ones. Golf or mini golf?
Mini golf.
Okay. Sports or esports?
Sports.
All right. Football or football?
Ooh. Football, probably.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for taking time to talk with us today, Mark. It was really great to chat with you. Great to learn a little bit more about you. Hopefully, everybody that watched enjoyed it as well. Really looking forward to seeing you in person at NGConf. And of course, all you attendees as well. Hope to see you all there. Come up and say hi to me and Mark when you're at NGConf.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Okay. Take care. Bye.